Today, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, this is Madden Football on EA Sports.
On the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium, just north of downtown Tampa. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Denver Broncos and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Second and 6, just inside the 30. Bridgewater. This would complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Bridgewater on first down. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And he's going to go down again. Shaquille Barrett in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. They'll make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
But they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws.
And the Buccaneers here, 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
56 is Mike. 56 is Mike.
Throwing to start the drive. Brady. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Brady. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play, Brady to Gronkowski, and even 50 yards.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
A gain of 7 that time, 2nd goal. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Fournette. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Now Gordon on first down. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here. Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion. Excellent.
In his own end zone, it's Brady. Open man, Gronkowski complete. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A big play there on the catch and run. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Brady going to throw. Firing quickly here, and it's complete. And the Bucs are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a first and goal.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
Pick up a first down and change our momentum.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Throwing, Bridgewater. Got a man, it's Judy complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Bridgewater now from the 50. And he's got this down to the 35.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. To throw, Bridgewater. Being chased out left. Open man, he completes it to Judy. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And McManus able to put it through. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
After one, a 14-3 ball game. Second down, back to Fournette. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Fournette, first down, still going. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 46. That was sailed a bit, but the catch is still made. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
When Mike Evans sees man coverage, I don't think he's the only guy who gets excited. I'll guarantee the guy throwing the ball does, because guess what? He's got a lot of options about where to place it because of Mike Evans' size and frame.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw on target to Godwin here. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. His throw incomplete. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Bridgewater. He'll get this one to Patrick.
Ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance if they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing. It puts them in that position.
59 yards for him on the ground now, and 3 touchdowns to go along with it.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Brady now on 1st down. That's complete to Tyler Johnson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. What a first half this has been offensively. I mean, defensively, what do you do when you're getting torched like this?
No, these receivers are absolutely wearing them out. So 2 thoughts come to mind. 1, get some oxygen. You fill up your lungs a little bit. And number 2, talk to your guys up front. You need a pass rush to help slow them down.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
And these two hooked up on a nice game to play before, and I always admire play callers that see a play that works and go right back to it, so they went right back to him. The reward, they're set up with 1st and goal.
And he's got Gronkowski. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Bucs are able to add on to their first half lead. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Bridgewater to throw it. That's out to the flat for Gordon. On 1st down, Brady. Dancing to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep. Back over the middle. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown! Cameron Brate. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
He'll buy some time right. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Ball had his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Another try after the first down sack. Brady airing this one out for Evans. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A big play that time for Tampa Bay.
I'm seeing a lot of hands on hips in that secondary, and I suspect a lot of mumbling under their breath as well, because this defense has had no answer for the passing game here in the first half.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Drive. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They've targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run. Maybe even run a reverse or some type of a jet sweep so he gets his hands on the ball and get him active and involved in the game. You just try and find ways to get him going, and it doesn't have to be something that's big downfield. Maybe
kind of like in basketball, just a shooter seeing the ball go through, you get him a rep, get him more comfortable.
I agree with that totally. Maybe set that solid screen and give him an easy look.
Well, to this point, no catches. First down, Bridgewater. Buying time to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. The 20. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. They need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say,
don't take him totally out of the game.
So we've reached. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. Throwing to start the drive. Brady. And Brady able to get down as he picks up the first.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Brady's throw pulled in by Gronkowski. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they just got a little help from their defense, forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off and point? In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Devin White, the blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Another try after the first down. Bridgewater. And that one going to be off target and incomplete. He was looking for Tim Patrick that time. And it's 3rd down. Bridgewater now. Ball had his hands on it. Couldn't bring it in. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And got his man. Complete. Touchdown. Tampa Bay. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Levante David leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Devin White picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Really solid effort for him right now. 3rd quarter, already 4 touchdown passes. How many can he get here?
That remains to be seen, but I know one thing. You and I will be here to watch, and I'm not going anywhere. With what he's doing in this contest, I'm not missing a minute of it. This guy's been spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, it's a team game, but sometimes these individual performances are fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes they just kind of come to the front, despite the fact, as you said, we know it's all about the team. But the way he's playing, he's trying to make his team win on his back.
Yeah, it's been exciting. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Looking downfield for Godwin. And this is incomplete. Well played defensively. Nearly had the interception, but it's 2nd down. Brady again here on 2nd and 10. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 22-yard line.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady going for it all. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Really difficult to...
And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. On third down, Bridgewater. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the...
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team because every play he makes, that means his quarterback is really feeling good about throwing the football. Probably feels like he can't throw an incomplete.
And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. A one-handed catch, that's one thing, but with the defender right there, that was a heck of a play.
It used to be that one-handed catch was instinctive in a game. Now it's a practiced move. They work on it before, after, during practice sessions. It becomes part of their repertoire, and it pays off.
And he's got it. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown.
In today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or...
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance. You and I both know this is a team game, one of the best team games that's out there. But right now, I've forgotten what the scoreboard even says. Just watching what he's doing.
It's been fun.
That's been mesmerizing and a whole lot of fun to watch.
He's hoping to keep it going here in the third quarter. Fournette once more on second down. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Brady now on first down. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Draymond Jones in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. The throw over the middle taken in. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big connection on that one. 31 yards.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours.
And he holds it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with him punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. So after the INT, it's Brady. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Draymond Jones able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, it was 2nd and long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Now he's going to throw deep right side.
This one incomplete. Almost picked off by the rookie, but he couldn't quite look it in. And now it's fourth down.
Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And Suckup will put this one right through, and that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. Last time, 1-play interceptions, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it, and I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Bridgewater's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position, because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Bridgewater's throw into the hands of Fan.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Throwing is Bridgewater. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Now, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
They'll throw again. Bridgewater finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Here's Bridgewater. Forced out to his left. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Throwing on first down is Brady. This is caught by Evans. And they are able to stop it, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
Another completion for Tom Brady, and I just know that in his New England days, he would fight to stay out there until the end, until that clock hits zeros. But here in Tampa Bay, I just wonder if they'll want him to come out of the game and hand him the baseball cap in recognition of a job well done in this one.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And they are going to score again. Yeah. Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for. And now it's 2nd down. Now Bridgewater. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. To the air again with Bridgewater. Ball had his hand. You kneel down should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. A little bit of daylight on that 1st down run sets them up nicely. 8 yards on the carry. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he's able to get up here to the 26.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on.
There he goes, right side. 20, 10, 5, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Brother, disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Brady will look to throw for it. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to.
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 3rd and long for Bridgewater. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They'd go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.